Hi guys, you're welcome to this amazing channel. If you're new here, you are most welcome. My name is Chinyere Chichi for short, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always coming back. You are just the absolute best. And on this channel, it's all about fashion, lifestyle, DIY, and all the beautiful things going on. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing us how to draft the pattern for a mermaid dress, be it for a dress, be it for a skirt. This is what this tutorial is all about. So if you're interested in knowing how to achieve a very full, flowy mermaid dress with a tail, then this video is definitely for you. But please, before we proceed into the video in full, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. And also put up your post notification bell to get notified whenever I put up a new video. Thank you. And here is the lower part of the pattern that I will be using to draft the pattern for the mermaid part of the dress. So as you can see, I have the waist, the shoulder to the hip, the shoulder to the half length measurement marked out already, and I achieved that by dividing the waist, the hip, and the half length. I divided each measurement by 4 plus seam allowance. Okay, that is the waist circumference divided by 4 plus seam allowance. So also is the hip divided by 4 plus seam allowance, and the half length also circumference divided by 4 plus seam allowance. And here is the waist measurement divided by 4 plus seam allowance mark out. At the hip area, I do the same thing, hip measurement divided by 4 plus the seam allowance. So here is the mark out hip measurement. Then coming down to the half length, whatever you have at the hip, you subtract 4 or 5 inches from it. That is depending on how free or how fitted you want the half length area to be. That's the knee area. So let's say the hip is 45 inches, so you subtract 5 or 4 from 45 inches. Let's say we subtract 5, so giving us 40 inches. So you further divide the 40 divided by 4 plus seam allowance. That understood? And then you have all your points from the waist to the half length joined together. The first basic pattern we are going to achieve with this is a simple fish look. That's a simple fish dress. Then from there we proceed to the mermaid dress from the simple fish basic pattern that we already have. So as you can see, this shape is giving us the simple fish basic pattern that we already know. So after that, this is what it looks like. This is our fish pattern, and then we proceed to the mermaid. So we are going to be dividing this part of this pattern into 3, just like you can see. That is from the half waist length to the length of the dress or skirt. So you divide that part by 3. So having done that, I'm going to be cutting out the basic fish pattern first of all, then I work with the rest of the pattern paper. So I now proceed to splitting this part along these lines, as you can see. So you split and then you cut open on this part and then on the other part as well. So if you look very well, you can see how I open this part up. That's the center side and this is the side. So I cut it open this way. I didn't cut it out completely, and then I hold it down with the help of a paper tape. This is to help it not to rip off completely as I move it up and down. So I just hold it down. This is just to get it fixed in place. And now the front pattern is ready. This is how it looks like. Then you open up as wide as you want, and then I place this on the fabric itself and then hold it down as well. And then I remeasure the lower part of the dress. This is because if I cut along exactly what I have on the pattern paper, it's going to be unequal at the lower part. So at this point, I'm going to be remeasuring the lower part of the dress and see exactly where the measurement is being taken from. So whatever I have at this point, I'm sorry there's a cut off. I didn't know that this didn't cover everything. So sorry about that coverage. Then you just measure along this part all the way around the lower part of the dress, just like so. So you just get this done just to make sure that you have an even lower part for the dress or a skirt. And then you join all the points together. You can see what the new lower part looks like. This is the new curve for the dress. So you are going to be cutting along this new curve that you have at the lower part of the dress. So this is the shape for the front part of the dress. That's one side of the front part. Please once again consider subscribing if you haven't done so. I have more non-subscribers watching my videos. Thank you. And after cutting out, this is what we have. This is what it looked like. Remember that it can be wider than this if you want. So it depends on how much fabric you have to play around with. You can make it wider than this. You can make it slimmer than this, depending on the look you actually want to achieve at the end of the day. So the fuller the better for you guys. So this is the back part. I'm cutting out this way. I'm going to be placing the same pattern on the back part, but the difference is that the back is going to be longer at the center back. That's the difference between the back and the front. So this is the front pattern I am using to cut the fabric itself. I don't want to waste more pattern papers cutting the back pattern on the pattern again. Okay, so just what I did to the cutting of the fabric for the front, I'm going to be doing the same for the back. But in this case, the back is going to be longer at the center fold. This is why we call it a mermaid dress with a cut together tail. So the tail is not inserted, it is actually cut together to give that mermaid illusion. And that is how you go about the back pattern drafting. And with this cut out with the fabric, I'm going to be using each of them to cut the second part. That is the second part of the front and the second part of the back without the help of the pattern paper. And with that, you can proceed to the stitching. And guys, this is what the final look of this pattern drafting looks like. This is what this has given us. Can you see how full this is looking? Absolutely beautiful, guys. And the beautiful thing is that you can make yours longer, you can make it fuller. Like, it is your discretion to do whatever you want to do with your fullness and your length. And guys, please consider subscribing once again. If you haven't subscribed, please give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed watching this video. And please not forget to like, not forget to comment. And thanks for watching.